Ever wondered if buying second-hand can actually boost your IELTS score? Today we're diving into a full mock speaking test all about used items and the circular economy, and you might just pick up a vocabulary bargain along the way.
Honestly, I never thought my old bicycle would help with IELTS, but I'm ready for anything today.
I'm Jack Turner, your IELTS examiner for this session.
And I'm Emma Collins, your candidate for this practice round.
In this episode, you'll hear a complete speaking test on second-hand shopping, great sample answers, a quick vocabulary review, and a speaking tip you can use right away.
We'll go through part 1 with some interview questions, a part 2 long turn, then discuss bigger ideas in part 3 before wrapping up with practical tips.
Welcome to another IELTS speaking practice session. Today, we're focusing on used items and the circular economy.
I'm excited. I've actually bought lots of second-hand things, so this should be interesting.
Let's get started. This is a complete IELTS speaking test, and our topic today is second-hand shopping, used items, and the circular economy.
That sounds right up my alley. Let's go.
Good morning. My name is Jack Turner. Could you tell me your full name, please?
Good morning. My name is Emma Collins.
Thank you, Emma. Let's talk about shopping. Do you enjoy buying things?
Yes, although I wouldn't describe myself as a shopaholic. I enjoy browsing when I have something specific in mind, especially clothes or things for my flat. That said, I try not to buy things on impulse because they often end up gathering dust.
Have you ever bought something second-hand?
Yes, quite a few times. I recently bought a second-hand desk from an online marketplace. It had a few scratches, but it was sturdy, affordable, and much better quality than some of the new ones I had looked at.
What kinds of used items are popular in your country?
Second-hand clothes are becoming increasingly popular, particularly among younger people. Used furniture, books, and electronic devices are also widely sold online. I think people are gradually becoming less embarrassed about owning pre-owned items.
Would you buy a second-hand gift for someone?
It would depend on the person and the item. I probably wouldn't buy something worn or damaged, but I'd happily give someone a rare second-hand book or a vintage record. In that case, the gift might actually feel more thoughtful and personal.
Do you think you will buy more used products in the future?
Definitely. It saves money and reduces waste, so it's a win-win situation. I'd still be cautious about products such as mattresses or very old electronics, but I'd consider second-hand options for most other things.
Nice use of vocabulary. Now, I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. You'll have 1 minute to prepare and you may make some notes.
All right.
Describe a second-hand item you bought or received. You should say what the item was, where you got it, why you chose a second-hand one, and explain how you felt about it. You have 1 minute to prepare.
Okay, I'm ready.
You may begin speaking now.
I'd like to talk about a second-hand bicycle that I bought from a university student about 2 years ago. At the time, I had recently moved to a new neighbourhood and my workplace was just a few kilometres away. Public transport was available, but the journey involved changing buses, so cycling seemed far more convenient. I found the bicycle through a local online marketplace. The seller had posted several clear photographs and explained that she was selling it because she was moving abroad. Before buying it, I met her in a public place and took the bicycle for a quick test ride. I chose a used bicycle mainly because a brand new one was well beyond my budget. I wasn't looking for anything fancy. I simply needed something reliable for short daily journeys. It was also reassuring to know that I was giving an existing product a new lease of life rather than contributing to unnecessary consumption. To be honest, I was slightly hesitant at first because I worried that it might need expensive repairs. However, apart from replacing the lights and adjusting the brakes, it was in excellent condition. I felt extremely pleased with the purchase because I got excellent value for money. The bicycle also encouraged me to become more active and explore parts of the neighbourhood that I would never have visited by bus. Looking back, it was one of the most practical purchases I've ever made.
Thank you. Do you still use that bicycle?
Yes, I do, although not quite as often during the winter. I mainly use it for commuting and short weekend trips. It has held up remarkably well considering its age.
Let's discuss second-hand products more generally. Why are some people reluctant to buy used items?
I think there are several reasons. Some people associate used products with poor quality or low social status. Others worry about hygiene, hidden damage, or the absence of a warranty. There's also a strong consumer culture in which owning the latest model is seen as a sign of success.
Do younger and older people have different attitudes towards second-hand shopping?
In some ways, yes. Many younger consumers are attracted to second-hand shopping because it is affordable and environmentally friendly. They also use apps that make buying and selling extremely convenient. Older generations may be more cautious online, although some of them have always repaired, reused, and passed down possessions rather than replacing them.
That's a strong comparison. How has technology changed the second-hand market?
Technology has transformed it completely. People can now compare prices, view photographs, and contact sellers within seconds. Rating systems also create a degree of trust between strangers. However, online platforms have introduced risks such as misleading descriptions, counterfeit products, and payment scams.
Should governments encourage people to repair products instead of replacing them?
Yes, I believe they should. Governments could offer tax incentives for repair services or require manufacturers to provide spare parts for a reasonable period. This would reduce landfill waste and create skilled local jobs. However, repairs must remain affordable, otherwise, consumers will naturally choose to replace the product.
Why do some companies make products that are difficult to repair?
One reason may be that companies earn more when customers replace products frequently. Devices are also becoming smaller and more complex, which can make repairs technically challenging. Still, I think manufacturers should design products with durability in mind rather than treating them as disposable.
How might people's shopping habits change in the future?
I expect renting, swapping, and buying refurbished products to become more mainstream. Environmental awareness is increasing, and the cost of living is encouraging people to reconsider what they genuinely need. Having said that, advertising will continue to tempt consumers with constant upgrades, so the shift may be gradual rather than dramatic.
Let's review 4 useful phrases from today's test. First, repeat. Buy something on impulse. Example, I try not to buy clothes on impulse.
To buy something on impulse means to purchase it suddenly without planning or thinking carefully.
Next, repeat. Give something a new lease of life. Example, repairing the chair gave it a new lease of life.
This means making something useful, successful, or attractive again, instead of throwing it away.
Our third expression is value for money. Example, the refurbished laptop was excellent value for money.
It describes something that is worth the amount you paid because its price and quality are good.
Finally, repeat. Hold up remarkably well. Example, my old bicycle has held up remarkably well.
This means that something has remained in good condition despite being used for a long time. Try using these phrases in your own answers today.
Let's wrap up with 3 takeaways. First, using real-life examples like your bicycle makes your answers sound genuine. Second, develop your ideas fully, especially in part 3. Don't stop at one reason. Third, show off topic-specific vocabulary naturally, just as we did in the vocabulary review.
If you want to improve now, try recording yourself answering a part 2 or part 3 question, then listen back for any repeated phrases or missing details. It really helps you notice what to improve.
Great advice, Emma. Thanks for joining this session, and thank you to our listeners for practicing with us today. Keep speaking, keep practicing, and don't be afraid to hunt for a bargain both in shopping and in language learning.